Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I'm a little bummed out right now. Ask me why. Ask me why Kimberly Michelle Cloud is bummed out right now. So I I would have been on here today. I would have been on here today with the second half of what I wanted to do, which was edit my video and show you guys how I do it. Um, I can't get on an Android or a regular traditional um, any name computer and do it because it's not a Mac. I've been rocking with this Mac for nearly a decade now, and it has an M1 processor chip. By the way, message. There is a M2 processor of MacBook Air came out already, and it's faster. It holds more data. It does a lot of cool tricks, more software to download, and more great things to explore. I watched the version of it, but if I had my actual presentation to do, I would have been finished talking about this. So I have to redirect, like we're driving. So let's drive together. We're going to do a stimulation. We're driving, and I'm talking about how I'm going to navigate. I have to be physical in order to actually figure out what I'm going to do. So we're driving our virtual spaceship in the magic school bus. You know what? If I pull up YouTube and show you guys the magic school bus, remember the theme song to that? Um, y'all would flip out. So we're driving, and I want to tell you guys a story. I want to talk about. I need to edit this video. That I did not come on here to talk. I came on here to educate. So I want to edit a video for you guys. I have to reroute. I want to edit a video for you guys. The only bad thing is the only bad thing is that you guys won't be able to see exactly what I'm doing. But the course stays as planned. I made a promise. I made the video as I was setting up. I was having technical difficulties. So now I have to reroute, but do the same exact task. But y'all, y'all have to watch me. And so, I get a little annoyed. I talk to myself, and I'm being monitored by 8, 9, 10 platforms. So this should be fun. We're going to see how this all turns out within 30 minutes to an hour. I have 20 minutes of footage left, and that 20 minutes of footage is worth 40 to an hour. I should be finished before 10 o'clock. And let's get started. I want to start off as usual. We're going to say a prayer. This is like sort of like behind the scenes, but anybody that does any artistic work, that is a creator or producer or journalist or anchorman, anchorwoman, they get in a bunch and they pray together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pray. We're going to get our prayer on. If we can get our raise the roof on, if we can get our it's hot in here, raise the roof, we can sit up there and literally praise God. So let's do that for a second for like 15, 30 seconds. Um, So let's do this. I'm not used to it. Y'all not used to seeing me do it, but I'm going to do it for you guys so you know what I do. I did it on you now with the people, and I just want y'all to know that when I do it for you guys, the reason why I'm looking up is because I'm looking for the Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi connection. So I knew I would say a joke. So I can't be like Tucker Carlson and just right at the dot. You know, you're just looking directly at the dot. Oh, that gets nerve wracking. So I look directly in the sky, you know, and I learned that from, and I got to stop doing that because I'm teaching myself. But back to what I was saying, I'm teaching myself how to grow. And when I look up, I'm looking for whatever is up there. There's a wall. Beyond the wall is the sky. Beyond the sky, I don't know. When the sun rises, it rises that way. So if it rises in the east, it's coming to the west. It don't rise in the south and come to the north, or the north to the south. You know, yeah. So I look for God. That was a little bit of a prayer, but let's just say it, and so we can get on with this production. Okay, okay. Let's do it. Father and Mother, we pray. Father of the as the Creator, Mother as the Creator. We pray that not only you enlighten all of our hearts and touch all of our hearts dearly, but you bless those that's been optimistic about what's going on. You bless those and enlighten those who have hard times and feelings geared towards dangerous things. Help heal their heart. Help the ones that are doing good be even better. Help the ones that are doing bad get to point A to point B, all the way to point Z or point. You can't even think of another letter. You think of a letter and you come back to me. You know, it could be a chew. You can think of so many things. Because a chew starts with what? A, which is a letter. So think of outside the box, like our gods, goddesses, and gods do. I'm praying to God for a second. Think of a letter that's outside of Z. That's because there's so many letters in the alphabet, 26, 27, 26 most likely. And after the English words, we got the Chinese, we got Hindu, Indian, French, and then we got secret letters. But there's absolutely a basic law of fundamentals. There's only so many shapes you can do. There's only so many shapes. I didn't mean to preach to you guys. I'm so sorry. But think about it. There's only so many shapes you can do. You don't see people in the Guinness Book World Records coming out saying, she found a new letter. Now, the basic fundamental letters, we could make new letters. We could tweak a A with a Chinese phrase in its purest form, because if you see Chinese words, they are so smart, y'all. How they see and how we see is two different things, but they are very, very smart people. Asian people are very smart and advanced by I'm sorry to say this, you guys. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all about to be mad at me. They're in the future. So what they do is very advanced than what we do. Like, for instance, when I went to Korea, the phones that we had were almost like these in 2003. So imagine. I mean, it's an honor. I mean, I hate that we're fighting, but at the same time, I envy in a good way their advancements. Think about it. China has its own sun. Like, they can literally, they have his own child. They can literally walk in a building and be like, "What's up, son?" And the son be like, "Hello, sir." I'm just joking. So that is a beautiful thing. They're very advanced, and I wish that it changes for the better and not the worse, because it's femicide going on. It's not even femicide. It's another type of side, geocide, genocide, or whatever you call it. I've seen in the news, and then I'll end it here and continue to edit and then start speaking on a different subject. But I've seen in the news, and this is the bare truth of things, people, that China's population is getting smaller. They're only allowed to have one child. I know a lot of Mexican people, if I have to joke about this is to my good Mexicans, you'll get the joke. I know my count about to go up because they be on it, yo. They be like, "Dodo go to the Cloud online talking about Mexican." No, but this is cool. Oh, I hope I remember the joke. So if it was Mexico and China, they'd be like, "I don't want to go there. They speak English." They'd be like, "I don't want to go to China." You want to go to China? Like the cartel be like, "Get out of Mexico." We like, "We're not going." We're not going. They're gonna be running in the city instead of to China. Now you ask yourself why. A lot of Mexicans like to have a lot of family members, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. There's no punchline to that. There's no joking. There's no being rude. There's just being honest. Everybody want to come to the United States, and nobody wants to explore further than that. You got China making one child. Imagine you being told you can only have one child. Imagine being told you get $15,000 to $20,000 as a corporate giant woman to abort your child. Is your child, is your life, is your course of action worth killing? But then we lead into the next question, which is it right to kill a child knowingly and unknowingly? So if you're naive, you can be three things. You can be naive, which your conscious and unconscious mind knows that abortions is out there for help, but you don't know what you're doing when you kill a child. You're meeting a murderer, a baby murderer, whether he's titled doctor or not. He is a child murderer. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not trying to get into politics. It runs through my veins, but I just had to say that because it sickens me. I don't want to see a child die. Seriously. So think about how helpless. See, the only way, this is why my invention comes in handy. The only way to be able to tell, I promise you this is the end and then I'm going to start editing. But the only way we're really going to be able to tell if the child wants to be born versus don't want to be born is to go in the past to some of those women that aborted their children, convince 10 of them not to, and observe them, and they can sign a consent. They may have came very close to getting an abortion, and then they didn't do it. And then monitor those women that got abortions, their life, how it changed 40 years down the road, and observe the women who monitor them, who kept their child and got therapy. We don't need a pill. We just need straight therapy. It started off with therapy. It worked for some. So, it just, we need technology to study these effects, causes and effects on different things. And what I mean by that is we have to study gays, gay, bisexual, transgender. We have to study prostitutes. We have to study murderers. We have to study people put, an innocent person put in a jungle with murderers. We have to study murderers going to an innocent, pure sector of a state or a city or code. That way we will know how much pressure, what is causing the reaction of everything I mentioned, plus some. What is causing these reactions to women who have miscarriages? They have a certain issue. What are they taking? What have they taken? Black women that take perms, dark and lovely, they get cancer. It's all over the news. Camp Lejeune, the water is tainted. It's all over the news. Lawsuit. I mean, we need to study instead of assume that, I'm going to break it down. I promise you. And I'm sorry that I have to do this. I may have to skip the video until tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sabotage this, but this isn't misinformation. We need to study people. We need to study cancer in the past to see when it started. We need to go back to when the Tuskegee Airmen got administered drugs. We need to go back to when people were getting way back. We're about to go way back. I just got to figure out, what is it called? It's when it's when rats and rodents are around you, famine that is not the disease. You know what I'm saying, you guys. You know what I'm saying. And so we have to go back to when we were getting small little diseases that people couldn't cure. We ended up with penicillin. We ended up with a synthetic form of penicillin. We ended up with a synthetic form of opioids. We ended up with pain medicine that helps. We ended up with Tylenol. Penicillin don't get you drunk or high. Penicillin comes from a orange, a fungus, parts of fungus. Who invented that? Remember who? That's crazy, ain't it? How our world, I appreciate it. These are the images that I've verified with my own eyes in a book or through pictures. We need to do more studying. There's still stuff in the world that even the White House, this isn't harassment. This is the truth. This is the truth. There are some things that even the White House don't know, that are exploring every day. New technology, new things. You can't deny that. All I want is for this world to be harmonized. Seriously, it sickens me, man. What are we angry for? I know I get angry too. You guys, I've said some mean stuff. But then I look at, no, I may talk. I'm not going to let somebody cause me to get out of my shell ever again. And I'm going to speak that into existence and ask everybody on the front sideline to help me, that talks to me, to help me cope when times are hard. But I don't want to get to that point. That's not who I am. That's never who I was. That's the only way I could get attention. That's the only way I can get your attention. See, there's a difference between getting attention. I should lift my leg way up here and show someone some skin. No. You hurt my feelings. Some of you out there know who you are. That is family. And the ones that aren't family that hurt my feelings, that was wrong. So if you got a reaction out of anger, it's because that's what you reflected on me. And then when I internalized it, I said, that ain't me. So I just give you the truth. And that is so hard to accept these days. The truth. People are used to a lie. And the ones that tell the truth, this world is built like this. People who lie the most, right? Think about it. I'm not saying that I haven't seen things that on this frequency on my frequency, should I say, that you guys would never see, or had dreams that were connected, but it's just, we're all connected. And some people have a heightened frequency. Some people have a lower frequency. Some people have an average frequency. Some people without drugs can see stuff. Some people with drugs are enhanced to see stuff. Some people that use no drugs their whole life are sensitive to stuff like aspirin and hallucinate. What do you see? What do you see on these commercials that you watch? Now, riddle me this. Any drug that comes on now and in the future that is a new drug, that is not only a new drug, but is a drug. Guess what it says? Hallucinations, diarrhea. Those are your basic things. How do you know if you use lab rats? How do you know if a lab rat is hallucinating? Lab rats don't say, "Hi, I'm Master Splinter and I'm hallucinating today, baby. Now give me some cheese." No, they don't say that. A cat don't say, "Wow." What's that? Wow. The only person that talks like a cat is Doja Cat. Like, seriously, how do we know when animals are hallucinating? That's crazy. That's a good question, though. We know that when animals are combative, it's because they're under stress, or they're scared about something, or they're nervous about something. But yeah, so I just figured that if an animal have certain symptoms, we have certain symptoms, they test drugs. I'm gonna have to get off of LinkedIn. I can't afford to lose it. I can't afford to lose it. They test drugs. Let me get off of YouTube. Oh, God.